Now, today's guest for my in-depth interview is a multi-award-winning entrepreneur who set up what's become one of the UK's largest sustainable gift packaging businesses, the Tiny Box Company. 14 years ago, Rachel Watkyn built her packaging empire from her bedroom, and her idea quickly got the support of two dragons on the BBC programme Dragon's Den. Never heard of it. Peter Jones and Theo Paphitis. I'm delighted to say Rachel Watkyn joins me now. Rachel, Dragon's Den is actually one of my favourite programmes, but fantastic that you were on it. It really changed your business, didn't it?
It did. It allowed us to grow pretty quickly. We'd only been trading for about 6 months before the episode was filmed. But yes, we grew a lot the following year.
So tell me about the moment when you didn't have a business and suddenly you decided you were going to have a business. What possessed you?
What, to go on Dragon's Den?
No, to actually start the Tiny Box Company.
Long story, but in summary, I was working out in Sierra Leone back in the late 90s.
In West Africa?
West Africa.
As you do?
Yeah, as you do. And saw firsthand the level of poverty and destruction and just wanted to be able to do something to give back. So set up a very early fair trade company. Yeah. Couldn't find any packaging.
Oh, OK.
So roll on to 2006 and the business was ramping up. And I remember standing at a trade fair in Birmingham and just saying, OK, I give up, I'm going to do it myself.
Wow, OK. So you couldn't find back then, 15 odd years ago, companies that would pack up your stuff and send it and deal with all the logistics stuff, is that right?
I didn't even need them to do fulfilment, I just needed off-the-shelf boxes.
Right.
At the time, you had to order like 1,000 units, have them specially made for you, wait 10 weeks. I was a fledgling business, I wanted small quantities, So
how did you go about setting up the business? You had that idea, you're obviously a determined person, you saw a gap in the market, which is the key for any entrepreneur. Obviously, all your friends said you're mad, because they always do when you're trying to set up a company, but you thought, no, I'm really going to do this. I
had so many people say to me, what are you doing? Yeah. Including business advisors.
All progress is because of unreasonable people, right?
I had so many people saying to me, you'll never have a business, that's never going to work. But I figured I've got nothing to lose.
You dug your heels in. You got determined.
Let's try it.
So what were the first steps? You had the idea, you probably sat at the kitchen table, tea, wrote a list of things. How did it happen?
I spent weeks and weeks in the British Library, just reading market report after market report. Spoke to the bank. Can I have some money, please? Looked for suppliers, people that could make the products for me. Built a website. Got a business partner, and my business partner was actually a broadcaster himself. Didn't want to do that anymore. So he applied to Dragon's Den and didn't tell me.
Oh, OK.
Yeah.
On behalf of your business?
On behalf of the business.
Wow, interesting. So tell us about what the business actually does and how it's grown over the last 15 years.
So we are now the biggest online e-commerce platform for any kind of gift packaging, where you can buy anything from 1 unit to thousands and thousands of units. They're all stock products, so that small businesses and medium-sized businesses can go online and know that they've got continual supply of that product. We also do in-house branding, all done under my roof, because I'm a bit of a control freak. And
as many entrepreneurs are.
And if they want something specific, we've got a factory in Cornwall which will make specific boxes or items for customers. And
you're obviously the visionary. You got a business partner, but I know from reading about you and talking to you earlier, you are actually really hands-on as well. You get involved in the manufacture of these boxes, a lot of which are made here in the UK.
Yeah, people think I have such a glamorous lifestyle. Black Friday, on the Saturday afterwards, I was in the warehouse, I was picking, I was packing with my hat and my high vis. It's really good because otherwise you become so detached from the rest of the company. If you sit in your ivory tower, whereas just working on the ground, you see firsthand what the issues are, what you can do better, and it's constant progression.
Tell us about the scale of the company now, Rachel, the number of employees, your turnover, if you can disclose that.
So we've just finished our last financial year. We were just short of 10 million turnover, and at the moment we've got about 100 staff.
That's pretty hefty.
Yeah.
In your wildest dreams, did you ever think you'd be controlling and partly owning a company turning over 10 million quid with triple-digit payroll.
Hey, it was a side business to fix the jewellery issue. so no, I just wanted to help other people, other businesses that had the same problems as me. There's the cottage industry is the backbone of British industry.
Let's have a look at your Christmas ad now, if we can show that. Wow, that's got the little girl there with the boxes. So this is out on national television. Very interesting. How's it been being a woman in business? Has there been any issues? Has it ever been to your advantage? Have you ever felt pushed back? Did the bank take you seriously at the beginning? Do suppliers always take you seriously? I mean, I'm sure they do now because you're a huge company. I'm talking about the beginning.
I have been really lucky that, in general, I've been treated with respect. But only about 3 weeks ago, I had a meeting with some estate agents about some new premises, and I was there with my husband and the ops manager.
So they thought he was in charge and you were the secretary?
Exactly.
Right.
And for the first 10 minutes, they spoke solely to my husband and the ops manager. They got asked a question that they couldn't answer, so I said, might I step in? And the estate agent, albeit smiling, said, I'm sorry, who's in charge here? So it still happens, But on the whole, I've been treated with respect.
A lot of GB News viewers are interested in entrepreneurship. We've got a lot of business owners among our viewers and a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. What would you say to people who are watching you? You're obviously very, very successful. I'm sure it hasn't just been fulfilling and satisfying, but it's also been lucrative for you. It's clearly changed your life becoming a business leader. What would you say to people who are thinking about plunging in, but all their friends are saying, nah, you can't do that. That's not for you. Just get a job.
If it feels right, just do it. Listen to what people are saying, but then take your own view. I've seen so many people say, I've got a brilliant idea, and you hear it, you're like, really? And other people are saying it's never going to work. But if they'd taken that feedback and tweaked it slightly, then they'd come up with a brilliant model. So, yeah, just do it.
So listen to all advice, but don't obviously take all advice. Listen to advice from a range of people and then make up your own mind.
Make up your own mind and do it before you talk yourself out of it, because we've all got that brain in the back of our heads going, oh, I can't do it, I'm going to fail, I've got imposter syndrome. It's doing it before you allow those thoughts to take over. In
retrospect, your company's 15, 16 years old now. What's the biggest obstacle you've had to overcome? And, Rachel, what's the biggest break that you've had, the biggest slice of luck?
OK, so the biggest obstacles, we've had a lot of obstacles.
Every day, right? That's what entrepreneurs do.
Every day. I think the biggest one, business-wise, was when we got hacked. Our website got hacked. And it was a global hacking exercise, and we didn't understand what the problem was.
And a company like yours, everything's around the IT, right? The whole order system.
Exactly. Now, fortunately, we didn't lose any customer data or anything like that, but our website was down for the best part of 24 hours, which, for me, was fatal. Alongside that, personal situations have caused obstacles. I've been unlucky to have cancer twice in the last 4 years, but I'm fine now, I hope. So yes, definitely obstacles.
And how about luck? I'm sure you've had plenty of luck. I mean, people make their own luck, right? But I'm sure fortune sometimes smiled on you, not least returning to full health.
Yes, I think that's where I've been the most lucky, without doubt. Both cancers were caught really early, so, really lucky. Biggest lucky break, I guess, is my staff. We have a fantastic team, and I can't fault them. Without them, I wouldn't be here.
And are the Dragons, are they still invested in your business? Are they still involved? Because I watch Dragons Den. Obviously, it's a fantastic programme. I'm not just dissing it because it's a rival channel. It's obviously a great programme. But I always think, well, what actually happened? I think they should be commissioning series of... You remember that lady that raised the money from Peter Jones and Theo Paphides a few years ago? What's happening now? Where is she now? How involved have they been in your business, and how useful has it been having two very, very well-known investors among your coterie, if you like? So
the most important thing it gives you is credibility. Because suddenly people start taking you a bit more seriously rather than some unknown, unheard of person that thinks they're going to sell packaging, you know. So, it gives you credibility. But I had a meeting with Peter Jones and Theo Paphitis' teams fairly early on, and they said, on this occasion, we're going to forward you the money and leave you to run the business.
Really?
Because we trust what you're doing and like what you're doing.
Wow.
So they did, and they have. And obviously there's support there. So when we had the hacking incident, Theo's IT director stepped in and bailed us out.
It's great when someone else's money is on the line as well.
Yeah.
Incentives are aligned in that beautiful business phrase. Rachel, it's been great talking to you. We've got to leave it there, I'm afraid. All the best to you for your business, the Tiny Box Company. Congratulations on everything you're doing. Stay well, stay safe, and please let us know how the business gets on in the future. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
That was Rachel Watkyn, the founder of the Tiny Box Company. And for more Money Talks conversations with major players in the world of business and finance, listen now on the GB News YouTube channel or via my Money Talks podcast. It's well worth checking out. You've been watching On the Money with me, Liam Halligan, every weekday at 1 p.m. I bring you your daily dose of economics, business and consumer news. So join me tomorrow at 1 p.m. We'll catch up with previous episodes via the GB News app. Thanks for joining me today.